morning, everyone, and welcome to this really sunny, beautiful bank holiday weekend. I'm Francine.
I'm Naomi.
And it's episode 8. Welcome to Manic Mums.
Well, today we've got loads to talk about, but I just feel like I have to share with you the last 5 minutes of my life, or my last hour, because this is just a prime example of our Manic Mums life. So we'd planned to record our podcast today at 10 a.m, hadn't we, Fran? And I got up this morning and I thought, do you know what? The kids don't have homeschooling. I have to get some exercise in, and I have to get them out in the sunshine before they try and go on technology. So I frantically, like a nutter, have literally pedalled back to be here. I'm sweating. I'm panting.
We actually nearly did the podcast while Naomi was in the woods, wherever she was. And she said, should we just do it from here? I'm here, you could do it from home. That's what the beauty is about doing a podcast.
Isn't it?
But, I just think you're amazing, Naomi.
Oh, babe, thank you.
I do. I think you're so amazing. How I know you've got younger children, so mine are older, so they're teenagers. They just want to be in bed.
Yeah.
Especially today's bank holiday. Son hasn't got to do any stuff. But I've been getting up a bit earlier because I did start off lockdown really having lay-ins. I still go to bed pretty late, but I have been trying to get up by 9 because I try now. I try now to exercise every single day because I was doing maybe one day here. I've never been so lazy, but now all of a sudden I've noticed my body and thought, okay, Fran, that's it now, girl. You got to get going.
That's so funny because we're doing the polar opposite. I've turned into a neurotic fitness freak.
Yeah. And I'm relaxed.
I'm literally like gone from maybe doing a HIIT workout once every few days to now I'm trying to do 2 to 3 hours exercise every day. So I'm obviously not going out for 2 to 3 hours. But I'm going out
3 hours.
Yeah. So basically, I will go out for a dog. I'll walk the dog early in the morning on my own, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And then at some point in the day, I will take the kids out for their exercise. So I'll take them out on their bikes and I'll run alongside them, or I'll walk. And then I'll try and either squeeze in a HIIT session, or I'll do yoga, which is about an hour and a half. It's literally the only way I'm coping, babe. It is my coping mechanism is exercise. I've thrown myself into it, but I'm not seeing many changes in my body. Why?
Oh, I bet you have. I've started, I try and do a 40-minute walk every day, and it's quite uphill.
Oh, brilliant.
I live up a hill, so I go down the hill, I walk up another hill, and I come back again, which is good. But from today, I have been doing like a 10-minute abs, 10-minute squats, but from today I'm doing an intense 30-minute exercise, and then I'll do a 40 minutes walk later. But
you'll feel amazing after that. You will feel amazing after that, because I think
I will.
That's the only why I've got so addicted to it, because I feel like, especially with the amount of you're saying, oh, you're amazing, Naomi, and I'm thinking, if only you saw me behind the scenes of the screaming that I'm doing on a daily basis, you would not think I'm amazing. Get in your room, sit down, do your schoolwork. I'm trying to concentrate. It's literally such a juggling act. So for me, like, it's exercise has given me that calm, that little positive vibe in between the madness.
Do you know what? It's really difficult. I mean, it's been 7 weeks this week. I've been isolating. We're all living together. We're all trying to, and it's not easy. We've all had, I don't believe anybody when they say, oh, it's been perfect at home. I have spoken to certain people that have gone, oh yeah, it's just been perfect. We've done this and we've done that and we've sat and watched it and it's all perfect. I don't believe that. No. It's been lovely being with my family and having us all together, but there's been days and evenings when it's been absolute screaming wars.
I know.
And as I say, for anyone who says it's all perfect, that's not true. It's as much as we've taken the benefits from the lockdown, or we've stayed positive and taken the positives out of it, there has been really tough times, challenging moments. And I found it very interesting reading today on the Mail Online that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, they've got a mansion, so it's easy for them. But one of them's at one end of their house and the other's at the other end, because they're not getting on. They want to keep it civil for the kids, so they're just living separately. I mean, they're lucky they could do that.
Oh my God, that's my dream right now, to have. Honestly, I actually am fantasizing about the time I can have an hour on my own without Nay or Mom. And I'm like, if I hear that name again. And I actually said the other day, I said, that's it. I'm leaving. I'm moving out. I'm going. And Hayden was like, where are you going? You can't go anywhere. You can't check into a hotel. And I was like, okay. It's a full moon. It's semi-crazy. You guys are semi-crazy.
Right. Well, talking about full moons, you gave me that info last night, actually. And when I looked it up, I went on to Google and I looked it up. It was called the Scorpio moon. Yeah. Because I'm a Scorpio, by the way. I think it actually has effect. I mean, I've always said I'm a werewolf, because every time there's a full moon, I feel very, very irritated.
So do I.
It's definitely affected me for the last couple of days. But I sort of watched something where she was going through all the zodiac signs, which was really interesting. And I did go to bed meditating last night. I do every night. But I've been listening to calming things at night, whereas I went back to my manifestation, which I used to do before the calming thing. I did it last night.
Well done, yay. Well, actually, I don't know if it's the right way to do it or not, but I even got Hayden involved. We had a gin and tonic. We sat on the sofa. I put manifestation meditation on, and we both we did a manifestation meditation together with a gin and tonic. Is that appropriate?
I think that's lovely.
Well, that's what that was our little thing last night, and I just think, well, I'm getting really into all of this stuff anyway. I had another remote healing session with this lady, and it was called Theta Healing. I don't know if you've heard about it. But she took me into, she does it remotely, and she took me into this state of, it was like a deep meditation state, but she was just over the phone to me. And it's meant to unblock, because they say that, like the law of attraction, the power of the mind, great if you're doing affirmations, but if you've got a block that's in your subconscious that you don't know about, you still can't manifest. So a lot of us have got traumas, that whether it was from our childhood or our teenage years, and we don't even realize we're holding on to them, or we have resentment. Resentment is the biggest thing that stops you manifesting, like it really is.
Oh my God, yes. If you resent somebody or hate somebody, it's really bad.
Oh my God, it totally brings it back on, it brings it back on you, basically. So she did this healing session on me, and at one point I was crying. It was so surreal. It was just, and I couldn't control it. I was crying. And then the next thing, literally when it finished, I honestly felt like I was on cloud 9 for about 48 hours. I was buzzing.
Well, it sounds very similar to, I have crystal healing. I used to have it quite regularly. I haven't been for quite a while. I did book one in March, and then I had to cancel because something else came up. But I find Crystal amazing, because she finds all my blockages, and I never forget my very first session of my crystal healing. I didn't stop crying. There was nothing wrong with me when I went in there, but after she'd worked on me, the emotion just came out, and that's why it works. It works because that to come out of you, and all that emotion, it means there was things inside that you didn't know that were really, that you had. So they need to unblock all your, all your
trauma. Yeah, your trauma. So where's this lady based then? I fancy a session.
Right near you. It's not far. She's in Hertford. She's amazing. Her name's Mel. She's in Hertford. She's very reasonable. I think she's £35 for the session.
And what is it? Is it big crystals? Like, does she put them on your body, or is she holding them
all over your body? And she works on you, and I tell you something, she releases also, if I was trying to do something but I couldn't understand why it wasn't happening, she would release those things and unblock them to make things happen for me. Do you know what I mean? It's so important. A lot of people have this every 6 weeks. She's always booked up, so you have to book her in advance. But I tell you something, this is something that I think people really need to get into. Having crystals around your house, knowing where to put them. It works.
It does work. It totally works. It totally works. Like, it's bizarre. Why don't we set a date in the diary that you and I go for some crystal healing, and then we can cry together?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Let it all out. And then maybe we could go for a couple of cocktails in Hertford afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do it.
A guy got hold of me, Chris Hughes, on Twitter and asked me if he could do a hypnotherapy session on me over Zoom, which I'm doing this evening. Now, I said yes because I have... Pardon? Hypnotherapy. Now, I've tried 2 people for hypnotherapy in the past because I have a really bad... I don't know if anyone suffers from this. And if they do, I would love some advice and help. But I've bitten my mouth since a child. So it's really bad as well because my son hates it. If he sees me doing it, he gets really upset. So basically, I constantly pull my mouth, and I pull it and I bite all inside. I pick it all and I'm like that. So I know I'm going to wrinkle myself. Do you know what I mean? By doing all this. And then my dad would say things like, or my mum, you're going to end up with a hole in your mouth. And obviously, it's so unattractive when I'm doing it, but I can't stop. And it's really, really bad. And if he can help me, oh my God, it'd be amazing. But I have been I don't think I could be hypnotized. So it's a challenge because he thinks he'll be able to do it. So I shall let you know on our next podcast.
Yeah, let me know on your next one. I think I'd have to have hypnotherapy for heights. Or maybe you and I could do the jungle together and we could get hypnotized for everything beforehand and we'd be like two bionic women going in. We're not scared of heights, we're not scared of rats, we're not scared of snakes or water. Can you imagine? Let's see if hypnotherapy really works, guys.
I know. Well, I'm going to let you into a secret, Naomi, which is really embarrassing, but I can't ride a bike.
Oh, my God. You're joking.
I can't ride. I've never learned to ride a bike. No one believes this. So a few years back, I just had Brooke, I think, and Jake. Jake was only about, and my friend said, I'm having this little birthday get together. We're going to Centre Parks. I had no idea you needed to ride a bike. It was so embarrassing when I got there. They've all got their bikes. She hired me a bike. I went, oh my God, I've never ridden a bike. So I ended up with a tricycle, which was amazing. It was amazing. I had a little basket. They all put their high heels in the back, after a drinking session at night. But when I got on my tricycle and I rode, I thought it was the best feeling ever.
It's the best feeling. So, well, the funny thing is that I'll admit to you now as well, right? So before I met Hayden, I couldn't ride a bike. And literally, when he went, let's go for a bike ride, because obviously around here in Hertfordshire and Essex, there's some lovely bike rides. Went on our first bike ride, okay, and I'm going to admit this now. Took the wing mirror off a car. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're so embarrassing, you can't ride a bike. And I was like, I told you I've never been on a bloody bike before. It's so
oh my God.
So I was exactly the same as you, and I'm not going to lie, I'm still really wobbly, but practice makes perfect, babe. And for me, it's the most amazing feeling that you're exercising, but you're exercising around nature. And like, especially if you can, like I think one of the most amazing bike rides I've ever done, it was really challenging. But when we were in St. Lucia, there's a little island called Anne's Chasney, I think it is, or it's a tiny little beach. And they've got this basically off-road bike riding, and they were like, oh, do you want to go bike riding? And I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to, I'm really good at bike riding, yeah, I'm great. Oh no, my goodness, I was not prepared. It's literally, there might be boulders, you're going up, it's windy, and this guy was like flying along, Hayden was flying along, and I was going, oh my gosh. But
oh my God, it's so brave.
I know, but we saw like historical stuff. It was amazing, and it was like basically in the rainforest. It was an incredible experience. Sometimes you've got to push yourself, babe. You've got to really push yourself.
I know. My daughter said to me, I'll teach you, Mum. I'll teach you to ride a bike. It'd be so nice if we could go riding together, and it would, but I know I will never be able to balance on 2 wheels.
Oh, I just know. That's a challenge now. I'm going to have to teach you how to ride a bike. I've got plenty of bikes, so why don't I teach you? Why don't I take you around the block? And
yeah, okay, that's the deal. I mean, I know I'll be horrendous. My sister's put me off as well because she never really learned to ride a bike. We were these deprived children.
No, but I never rode a bike.
And she thought she could, and she was on holiday with her new other half. I think she wanted to impress him, and she got on this bike. She ended up cracking all her ribs because she came off it.
Oh my gosh!
I know, but I did look into buying a tricycle, but they're quite expensive.
Oh,
but I wouldn't mind doing that.
a tricycle, is that got, do you mean three?
You've got like stabilisers on, basically.
Oh my God. If I saw you with your big hair and sunglasses on a tricycle, I'd be pissing myself laughing. I'm not gonna lie.
And you get a little thing at the bit to put stuff in a little basket and go shopping in your tricycle. Oh, don't. But yeah, so no, I do envy you doing that. But I have to say, lockdown has now been nearly 2 months. Next week will be 2 months that a lot of us have isolated.
Yeah.
We have made it a little bit easier for ourselves. We've started to see some family. And when I say that, my mother-in-law and father-in-law came to my drive this week. They sat in the drive. They brought 2 chairs. We sat outside out and we all had a cup of tea together.
That's
and
nice.
Today we're actually going to their house to sit in their garden, not through their house. We'll go through the back gate.
Yeah.
But it's so nice when you get to see family. I go and see my mum and sit outside. But now we're starting to do that thing where, if someone wants to come in my back garden and social distance with me, I haven't got and that's really nice.
Yeah, because we've got like to our back garden. It's like a back gate that's next to our drive. So it's really easy for my mum and my stepdad to just sit there, open the fence, open the gate, and just literally sit at the edge of the garden and sit in the garden together and have a cup of tea or a gin and tonic. I mean, it is a bank holiday. What's everyone's thoughts on that? It's VE Day, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. What's everyone... I mean, you can't do anything, but are you doing the same as us? Are you starting to just social distance and just, see somebody here? It is really important. And, I've got a 17-year-old daughter, which is really difficult for her. I don't want her to get depressed. And I said to her this week, I said, look, the couple of friends you've got that are isolating, obviously, she does have one friend that her family don't isolate. And when I mean by that they still work, so they they still do see friends. But I said the 2 friends that she knows isolate are welcome to come into my back garden, sit and have a chat with her, or the drive, or she can go on a dog walk with her friends, as long as they keep their distance. Because you have to. It's got to that point where people are starting to go nuts.
I know. Well, I mean, I think if, for example, you say you want to go with me on a bike ride, we could social distance on a bike ride, babe. I'll let you borrow a bike.
We'll be doing our podcast like that. I'll be in your garden on your front drive.
Oh my God, it would be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Social distance podcast. I mean, it's really weird because I'm not going to lie, I am getting cabin fever with the family and not being able to go anywhere and stuff. But on the other hand, when I noticed in the paper, it said that potentially they're going to be opening the schools in 3 weeks' time.
What? I didn't read that.
Yeah, it said that they might be opening primary schools in 3 weeks' time.
Oh, not secondary, just primary, is it?
Yeah, so the end of May. So I kind of thought to myself, half of me, it's a really weird thing that I am getting frustrated not having any space or any personal space or any time to myself, and I'm not getting to go anywhere. But on the other hand, I actually think it's quite daunting. I'm really nervous about the thought of having to go back to that rush. No, got to be up, get everybody's teeth brushed, get showered, you've got to be in your uniform, it's got to be pressed, you've got to have it all, everything washed at the weekends, everything ironed perfectly, all your bags sorted, you've got clubs, you've got homework. Oh, do I want to go back to that, or should I just homeschool for the rest of my life?
This is so relaxing. We can do stuff at our own pace. I mean, my son, he gets his work done, and I can trust him, but he'll do it at his own pace. There's no set major times. The only thing I need to push him a little bit more, we've got badminton net and badminton in our garden, so he does that for like half an hour every day. But I think that I need to get him doing a bit more, maybe exercise, but everything else is so easy at our own pace, you know.
Do you know what? It does make me wonder if the school said we're going to introduce the option to have either homeschooling or just normal schooling. I think probably Fleur would at least want to do 50-50. I don't think she'd want to fully go back to school. I think sometimes you don't realise the pace that you're pushing your kids at, the speed that you're living. Like, this has made me really reassess everything. it's making me think, should we just buy a house in St. Lucia and move out to St. Lucia, my favourite place in the world? Because I love greenery. I love nature. And to be honest, that's actually when my best career things happen, when I'm actually really around the creative space of nature. And when I'm maybe caught up in the rat race, my work life can slow down. When I'm around nature and I'm calm and I'm meditating, I've been in literally other countries, and some of the biggest jobs of my career have come to me when I'm not thinking about it, and I'm just feeling blessed, and I'm feeling gratitude for nature and real stuff. It does make you reassess everything and think, oh, could I live in the sunshine with my kids where they're homeschooled and their day isn't as rushed, and maybe they'd take in learning easier because they're not feeling as under pressure. It does make me reassess everything. It really does.
No, I do think that, but I also think on the other side of it is how important your social life is at school. Like when my memories of school, my memories of school are the social aspect of it. I used to hate the academic side. I did. But I loved the fact that I could go and see my friends, I could socialise, I can meet new people. And I think it's really important, especially for nowadays, we've got social media. It's bad enough now that kids, you know, of teenage kids haven't got the personalities we had then. You know, we could hustle and bustle, we could go to a job interview, might not have the qualifications.
I know.
We talk our way into anything because we have the tools, we have the gift of the gab. Unfortunately, kids nowadays don't have gift of the gabs because they're doing everything by text and social media. They're talking a lot. So if they weren't going to school and they had social media, I don't know what would happen to these poor kids, to be honest.
I know. You're probably right. It's just the thought of actually going back.
Yes, of course.
The day-to-day routine for me is actually quite daunting. It's made me realise how fast-paced we actually live. And like my brother lives in the middle of like nowhere in Scotland, pretty much. And I used to go and say, beautiful location, beautiful home. But I'd be like, oh my God, I couldn't live like this. It's so slow paced. But now I'm thinking maybe I could. But then on the other hand, I love the the fashion weeks, the red carpets, the excitement of all those things. So it's getting the balance right, isn't it?
It is getting the balance right. And I think as well with where you live is getting the balance right. I could personally live in the middle of the, near London, whereas before I had kids, that's all I wanted to be. Yeah. I used to live in Hendon, which is not far from London at all. It took me 20 minutes to get into Central. Yeah. Now, I like being a little bit further out. And I do think, what do I do when the kids are a bit older? I don't want to be cut off from anywhere. No. I want to be able to... But at the same time, I do love, like you, I love greenery. I love a bit of peace. I love a bit of nice, fresh air. You don't want to go into somewhere that's going to be polluted. So it's a real position where you could end up.
Moving on from potentially homeschooling my kids and relocating. So what Fran are you going to take from this, like moving forward?
Lockdown.
Yeah, what are you going to take into your new reality and moving forward?
Well, the things I've learned is that we did take so much for granted, like the fact that sometimes you didn't, I know it's so terrible, sometimes it was a chore to go and see the in-laws. I never watch this, listen to this, or chore to go and see somebody or whatever. It makes you feel like, oh my God, I took those moments for granted. I'll do it now to go and go and have a cup of tea with them, or go and see my mum, or go and see so-and-so. Do you know what I mean? It's just be around people. I think it's things like that. But I'm also going to take from it that this was a very special time that we may never get back again.
It's true.
We spent time at home, Jake not having to go to school, Brooke not having to go to work, and we cooked more than any time in our lives because we were a family that every weekend we would have a takeaway and eat out on a Saturday night. Yeah, we've been cooking. I know. We've experimented with so many amazing dishes and amazing foods that I feel like I've taken this, that I won't eat out so much. I really enjoy home cooking and eating good food. And just, do you know what I think as well? I enjoy I enjoy my own company as well. I can be at home. I can be. I used to think I got cabin fever, Naomi. Like if I was in a day or so, I had to get out.
Yeah.
But actually, I can do it.
No,
I can do it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think what I'd take from this is definitely the moments that, you know, I've always been too busy to be doing the baking with the kids. So this has been beautiful that we've been doing things like that. You know, just doing like drawing that I'd be, oh, I'm too busy, I've got to get your bag sorted, I've got to do the washing, I've got to do this, I've got to go to this, I've got to get this pitch sent, I've got to do that. So now, for me moving forward, I'm going to have to control my natural nature because, you know, I'm hyperactive and I'm a real like hustler, and that's just my nature. I can't stop my nature, but at the same time, I want to live more in the moment and say, I've got to learn to say no and go, no, I'm not going to do 25 things a day. I'm going to say no to that and that and that. I'll spread it out. People can wait. And I'm going to be in the moment. I'm going to be in the moment with my kids, with my friends. Instead of trying to, you know, like shove everything into one day, into a whole week, into a whole weekend, I'm going to try and spread it out more. So, you know, so if I'm seeing you, trying to make sure that I don't have something an hour later, so I'm rushing and panicking. I've got to be there now. You know, I want to get out of that zone and I want to be in the moment, and I want to stay more connected to my core soul. I want to continue to meditate because that's really brought me some inspiration. And I mean, it brought me a bit of inspiration randomly, and I've written my first book.
What?
Yeah, unbelievably. I had so much inspiration that I've written my first book. I don't know whether I'm going to self-publish or whether I'm going to speak to publishers, but I've written a travel-related kids book. So stay tuned.
Do you know what? I've also got a kids book that we've written. I'm doing it with an illustrator. I've also been, because we've been in so much cookery, me and my son, I've been approached by to do a cookery book, which is amazing.
Amazing!
So I filmed a pilot at home a week ago, so it's all been put together.
Incredible!
And we hopefully have a sponsor.
Oh, amazing! So wait a minute.
Amazing.
So wait a minute. Stop that thought. So did you just say that you're also writing a kids' book?
I've written one.
Oh my God! This is so weird. It's like destiny. We're authors, darling.
We wrote one ages ago. We had a publisher that all went a bit tits up. And so we might just self-publish, but it's a brilliant educational book. It's called I Play.
Oh, wow.
It's got some great characters in it, and it's all ready to go. So
amazing. Oh, well, you can give me some tips then.
Well, yeah. I mean, me and this guy illustrator. This guy came and approached me, who does the most amazing illustrations.
I need an illustrator.
Oh, I'll have to put you in touch with him, although he needs to finish our book first.
Yeah.
The illustrations, it's all written up. It's very educational. It's very interesting. It's all about technology, you know, like these little animals who get given an iPad for Christmas, and how it changes their whole lives of how they played before and how they communicated. So so that I'm hopefully, maybe not this year now, but next year this could be a hit book.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? But there's lots to take from it. I think you hit the nail on the head, giving more time. Do you know what I do? I do envy people with younger children, just being able to sit and play with them and doing those things that we were too busy maybe to do before.
I know, that's a beautiful thing to be able to do that. Well, I think we're sort of coming to the end of our episode. So the last thing that we want to talk about is our flick of the week, or episodes of the week that we're into. What are you watching, Fran?
I haven't watched any series, I have to say. I've been watching a lot of reality TV. So I've been really enjoying Diva in Lockdown with the JC. Love it. I've been watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I love that too. I have been watching The Housewives of Cheshire. Oh my God. They're actually absolutely nuts. They argue so much and things like that. I've just been watching reality TV. What about you?
So it's so funny because when we watch these, we really watch different things, don't we? So when I'm watching things, I either watch like pure travel related stuff because I just feel like I'm missing travel so much and that's what fulfills me. Or the other extreme I'm watching Gangs of London at the moment, and I'm literally on the edge of my seat, feeling virtually physically sick, but loving it. Is there something wrong with me that I actually enjoy watching things that make me feel so like on edge?
No, my husband's watching that. We actually don't watch TV. I think it's lovely you and Hayden sit and watch TV together. Me and him don't. We unless we get into a series together, he'll watch something. He's on one end of he's downstairs, I'm upstairs, or we're in different rooms. But yeah, we don't watch much together. It's terrible.
Oh, babe. Oh, you've got to find a series that the two of you like. There's got to be Ozarks. Have you not watched Ozarks?
He watches these things on his own. It's always too late. He just watches it.
Oh, you need to find one. You need to find a series that you can watch together, sit, have a glass of wine or a gin and tonic, and just get into. That's what we do. But most of the time, like one of us, or what happens with us though, one of us will fall asleep before the other one.
That's what happens.
Then the other one's got to go back the following day, and then you end up repeating episodes.
Yeah, that's
exactly what happens. Brilliant. You need to watch The Power. Have you watched Power? Is it Power?
No. Oh, yeah, it's Power. I've heard of it.
No, that is brilliant. That is really brilliant. See, I like sort of like gangster style. Yeah.
Yeah, you like that sort of thing. Well, it's going to be an amazing weekend. We've got lovely weather. Hopefully people will be good and not get too close to each other. Try and stick by the guidelines because, you know, numbers are still quite high and we just need to keep them coming down. We need to get together, do this so we can get our lives back. You know, lockdown will be over quicker if we all sort of stick together on this, but it is an amazing weekend, so enjoy it, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode.
Have a brilliant weekend, everybody. Enjoy the bank holiday, the BE celebrations. Stay safe, don't overdo it, try and keep as much self-distancing as possible, because like Fran said, we need to still think that, you know, there are still, you know, it's not come to a standstill yet, so try and stay safe, be sensible, but enjoy your bank holiday weekend. No homeschooling, yes!
I know. We can all relax. Again, if there's anything we talked about that you feel you can relate to, or you want to ask us something, you know, just DM us. We're on Instagram, Francine Lewis Official. And what's yours, Naomi? At
Naomi K Isted.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Manic Mums.
Like and comment, subscribe, download on iTunes and Spotify, guys, or share it if you can do. We'd really appreciate that. Any comments, just comment on our Instagram or inbox us on our Instagram, and stay tuned for episode 9. Bye, guys.
Yes, see you soon. Bye.